Hello dear students, I hope you are doing well and you are safe. Hello dear students, I hope you are doing well and you are safe at home. So in this video we are going to discuss a theorem from the chapter set. So let us see the theorem. Here if A and B are two finite sets, then number of elements of A union B is equal to number of elements of A plus number of elements of B minus number of elements of A intersection B. Okay, so how to do this? At first let us draw the Venn diagrams. So let us draw two Venn diagrams. Here in the first case we shall take that the sets are disjoint. In the second case we shall take that the sets are not disjoint. Okay, and this is the universal set U. So, at first, what is a disjoint set? In this case, this is the disjoint case, and this is the not disjoint case. Okay, so disjoint means that if I take intersection of two elements, then the intersection must be phi. That means there does not consist any element which are common to both. Clear? So in the first case we have, here we can see that both the sets A and B are disjoint. That is, A intersection B is equal to phi. Clear? Also, we see that number of elements of A we have considered is M, and number of elements of B we have considered is M dash. So what we need to prove? We need to prove that this one. So from the above we can write N number of elements of A union B. So what will be the number of elements of A union B? From the Venn diagram clearly we can see that if I union these two, we have to take both the sets, because there is no intersection, so we need to take all the elements from the set A and we need to take all the elements from the set B. That means we can write M plus M dash. So what is our M? M means number of elements of A plus what is our M dash? Number of elements of B. Also, what is A intersection B? It is phi. Since A and B are disjoint, since this, so there from this I can write number of elements of A intersection B is equal to 0. Clear? And here I can write add a 0, or I can subtract a 0 from this. So if I am able to subtract a 0, because I can subtract 0 from anything, so like from in place of this 0 I can write number of elements of A intersection B, isn't it? So this results to our statement, that is number of elements of A union B is equal to this. So thus we have got the first part, that is the disjoint case. When it was disjoint, then we have proved that this condition holds. Now what if it is not disjoint? If not disjoint, then what? If it is not disjoint, then A intersection B will give us some elements, that is P. Let us take A union A intersection B is P here. Let us take this. Fine. Okay. So if this is P, if I consider that the number of elements here are P, then the number of elements in this portion will be, in this particular portion will be M minus P, and in this particular portion it will be M prime minus P, because we have considered that B was M prime. So in this case, number of A union B, what will be A union B? It will be, just take it from here. If I take the A union B here, I need to take all the elements from this, isn't it? So at first I need to take this particular element, that is m minus p. So m minus p plus I have to take these elements, that is p, and I have to take m prime minus p. So plus m prime minus p. Okay. So what does this give? This gives us m plus m prime. So minus p plus p minus p, these two we can cancel, and this gives us p. So this is equal to, what is our m? Our m was number of elements of A. M dash is number of elements of B. And what is p? P is number of elements of A intersection B. Yeah. So this is, I can write here number of elements of A intersection. Fine. So thus we have found that this condition holds for both the cases, when the sets are disjoint as well as when the sets are not disjoint. Now let us see a few questions from the exercise 1.6 using the previous theorem. So let us see the number 1. Here it is given x and y are two sets such that number of elements of x is given 17. Number of elements of the set y is given 23, and number of elements of x union y is given 38. So we need to find n of x intersection y. We need to find the intersection. So from the previous theorem we have got number of x union y was equal to what? It was number of elements of x plus number of elements of y minus number of elements of x intersection y. So I can replace the number of elements of x intersection y here because we want to find that. So this will give us x plus n of y minus n of x union y. So what is that? Number of elements of x, it is 17 here, plus n of y is 23, and x union y is 38. So this 23 plus 17 gives us 40 minus 38, so this is equal to 2. So it's very easy. Now let us see question number 3. So question number 3 says, in a group of 400 people, 250 can speak Hindi, 200 can speak English. How many people can speak both Hindi and English? So let x, or let me consider h. Let h be the people speaking Hindi, and let E be the people speaking English. Fine? Okay. Now what does the question say? According to the question, number of people who speaks or who can speak Hindi is equal to 200, and number of people who can speak, number of people who can speak English is 250, Hindi is 250, and number of people who can speak English is 200. And in a group there are 400 people, isn't it? That means number of people who can speak both either Hindi or English is 400. So what we need to find? We need to find number of people who can speak both Hindi and English. That means we have to find the intersection of Hindi and English. So using the theorem, what we have, we know that n of h union E is equal to n of h plus n of E plus minus n of h intersection E. So this gives us n of h intersection E is equal to n of h is our 250 plus 200 minus 400. So this gives us 450 minus 400, and that is equal to 50. Let us see a few problems or a question from the exercise miscellaneous. So it's question number 15. It's a very important question. So here it is given that in a survey of 60 people, it was found that 25 read newspaper H, 26 read newspaper T, 26 read newspaper I, 9 read both H and I, 11 read both H and T, 8 read both T and I, and 3 reads all the 3. Okay. So for our convenience, let us let H be the people who read or who reads newspaper H. Let T be the people who read newspaper T, and let I be the people who reads newspaper I. Fine? Okay. Now what does our question say? According to the question, number of people who read newspaper H are 25. Number of people who read newspaper T are 26. Number of people who read newspaper I is also 26. Number of people who read both H and I, that is H intersection I, is 9. People who are reading both H and T, that is intersection T, is 11. N of T intersection I is given 8, and number of people who are reading all of these 3, that is H intersection I intersection T or H intersection T intersection I, is 3. Yeah. So this is the given conditions in the question. Now what we need to find? The first we need to find that the number of people who read at least one of the newspapers. So if we want to find the number of people who read at least one, so what does it mean? At least one means that person might read a newspaper H, or that person might read the newspaper T or I, isn't it? At least one. That means that person may read 2 or 3 or more also. So we need to find at least one. So what is the formula? So from the previous theorem what we have done, we have seen that n of x intersection or x union y is given by n of x plus n of y minus n of x intersection y. So in general, if I do it for 3, it will be n of h plus n of t plus n of I minus n of h intersection t minus n of t intersection I minus n of I intersection h plus n of x intersection h intersection t intersection I. So you can check this case by, if you draw the Venn diagram for 3 sets, just try it, you will get this result. Okay. Now what is our n of h? It is given 25, n of t is 26, n of I is 26, this one is given n of h minus t, h intersection t is given 11 minus 11, then t intersection I is given 8, I intersection h is given 9, and h intersection I intersection is given plus 3. So if you solve it, we shall get here 52. Yeah, just check this whether it is correct or not. And the second part has, the second part is actually the critical one. So the second part says that the number of people who read exactly one newspaper. That means what we need to find? Number of people who reads only H plus number of people who reads only T plus number of people who reads only I. Okay. So here in this case, we need to find the number of people who reads exactly one newspaper. Right? So we have taken the 3 cases. That means some of them are reading only H, only T, or only I. So let us see for the first one. If you draw the Venn diagram, what does this represent? H, T, I. So here, these number of peoples are reading the newspaper H, they are reading newspaper I, and they are reading newspaper T. So if I want to take only H, the person who are reading only H, so what will be that? This particular area. That means these people are reading only the newspaper H. So for that I can consider the number of people H. So if I take the whole H, that means I've considered these portions as well. I've considered all of this, the whole H, isn't it? So from this whole H, I need to subtract these portions, this particular portion and this portion, to get this part, this shaded part. So what I need to subtract? At first I shall subtract this part. So what is this? This is number of elements of H intersection T, because this portion is the intersection of H and T. Fine. Now I shall subtract this part. So what is this? Minus H intersection I. See, this is the intersection of, so this portion is the intersection of H and I. So what we have done here, you can see that this portion, there is this blackened portion, we have subtracted twice, isn't it? So since we have subtracted twice, so we need to add once this one. So what is this? If we add plus n of, what is this portion? This is the intersection of H, T and I. That is H intersection, T intersection. So this one we have written for the case of H. Now let us write it for the case of T. So plus n of T minus n of, so if it is T minus n of H intersection T minus n of T intersection I plus n H intersection T intersection I, plus for the last one n of T of I minus n of I intersection H minus n of I intersection T plus n of H intersection I T intersection. Okay. So from this line we have got this 3, and what will be this equal to? I can add this first, this 3, that is n of H plus n of T plus n of I minus, you can see that n of H intersection T, H intersection T twice, this is also 2 times, H intersection I intersection H 2 times, and Ti, It 2 times. So what I can do is that you can take minus 2 common and write n of H intersection T plus n of T intersection I plus n of I intersection H. Also you can see that here we have plus n H intersection T intersection I. Here again we have plus n H intersection T intersection I, and this is also repeated 3 times. So we can write it thrice of n of H intersection T intersection I. Yeah. So now if I put the values, here we have n of H is equal to 25 and so on. If we put the values respectively here in all these places, then finally we shall get the value of this as 30. So the final result will be 30. You can try yourself and solve it. So that will be the end of our chapter set, and if you have any doubt, please feel free to contact me, and I shall provide you the assignments as well as the PDF. So please submit the assignments on time, as this is your first chapter for grade 11, and in the next video we shall come up with our second chapter, that is relations and functions. So till then, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.